Okay, so today we are installing some luxury vinyl plank. It's Versalock is the brand of it, and it's actually a click together kind. So we are putting down a pad, and it's going to be a floating floor. So we've already went over the floor, got it smooth and everything like that. So now I'm just installing my pad. I just cut one run here rather than putting another whole run there and wasting half of that sheet. I'm just going to cut me a little section off here. And turn that up like so. Just don't want to get it overlapped. So there we go. Now I'm just cutting one more of those to finish up here. Just get this one down here. Use this one. So this stuff comes with a little plastic edge on it here. This works as a vapor barrier and a moisture barrier. So you just want to pull your pad together and overlap that like that. Take your knife and cut down the excess. Ain't got to be all perfect or nothing like that. Just serving a purpose as a moisture barrier and to keep it quiet. This is a hard floor here, the vinyl planks, so when you walk on it you don't want to hear that. So this is just going to quieten it down some for you whenever you're walking on it, so you don't hear it tapping back and forth on the concrete. Okay, so we got our pad installed. We'll start over here on this side. If you'll notice, I've got my my tongue edge here, and here on the front is how I'm going to start. I'm just going to put that right there against the wall, and then this end that has no tongue, it's going to go up next into the tongue there. I'm just going to measure, say maybe an 1/8 or 1/4 inch from the edge of that, and I'm going to be at 10 inches. With my little framing square, I'm just going to score it with my razor knife, carpet knife, utility knife, whatever you have, and it's just going to snap just like so. Now this is very precise right here. I want to get right here. These edges where you meet them right here have got to be perfect. If they're not perfect, this next run that you put in is going to leave a gap. Whichever one's sticking out further, the other side there's going to be a gap. You always want to stagger your seams, so whatever cut off here, I'm going to take that same piece that's cut here and start my next run. It's going to be this much shorter than my next run. I'm going to use it for my next piece just to get a nice starting edge that's got a good distance between the joints here. Now this time I'll just take, in order to keep my line straight across here, instead of measuring from the edge there, I'm going to actually just measure from the edge of my last row, and that'll tell me my length here. again, I'm just taking my little framing square and my carpet knife to make this cut. Okay. Now what you want to do right here, come on up here. Right here with this little groove, the way this works, it snaps. See this little ridge right here? This groove right here actually snaps right dead in that. So you're gonna have this at an angle a little bit for it to set right in there. And right here, you want to get this little groove as close to that as possible before you snap it down in there. So I got that really close right there. And I'm gonna just let it go down. And again, this has got to be at an angle too. So I want to just pick up just a little bit. It snaps right in there. As I picked up, I just put a little pressure on it. It snapped right in place. Okay. So this stuff is really easy to put together. Some people will tell you to tap it together and stuff like that. Or take one of these little cut pieces that automatically go together and use it to tap them together and stuff like that. This is right underneath the edge of these things. That's not very thick at all. If you go to tapping on those, you will damage them. This piece right here is not very strong. So if you damage that by pulling it in, forcing it, snapping it, pulling it back real hard like that, you're going to damage your product. You will have problems with it later on. So they are really easy to get in. Again, if you just get your end first, and if you get real close right here, you don't have to force anything. As soon as that gets in the right place, bam, did you see that? It almost falls together. As long as you get it, that gap right there, see this little bitty lip? This little bitty lip right here, that little gray lip, has got to be in the right spot. If it's not in the right spot, you'll be trying to force it and stuff. But when you get it right where it needs to be, watch this. See that? Look at that. It just slides right in there. If you get it at the right angle and stuff, it'll just fall right in there. You don't have to force anything. If you go to forcing, you will tear something up. It may not be visible right off the bat. It will damage your goods and you'll have problems later on. I'll show you with a longer piece because that was a little easy because it was such a small piece. Take that again. This is where people will mess up too when they're cutting. They think they got to put a whole lot of pressure on their knife. You don't. You just want to scratch it. Look here. I'm not putting hardly any pressure at all on that. My knuckles ain't turning white from straining. I'm just putting, what I'm doing is you just create a little weak spot. See that line? I just scratched it. So I'm just put a little weak spot, and whenever it bends, it's going to break on that weak spot. You don't have to actually cut through it, just create a weak spot. See there? Okay, once again, my end, and then this right here, edge, right all the way down through here. Again, if you just get it all right where it goes, see here how this is kind of raising up just a little bit. So I just want to take my finger and push it right in there. Once I get that lip where it goes, see that? It just fell right in. As soon as you get it where it goes, it just goes right in. You don't have to force anything. Just get it where it goes. Real nice and easy. That'll keep you from damaging your product. You'll end up with great results of a long-lasting floor. Okay, so if you'll notice right here on the edge of the wall, I got maybe a 1/8 or 1/4 all the way around. You don't want to have the stuff touching the walls anywhere. You always want just a small gap around the edges. Leave room for expansion and stuff. Okay, so I'm going to take my two last pieces and stick them together before I try to place them into the wall there, and it'll be easier working with one piece versus putting this in and then working this to it and getting it in. Bins are going to be working right by the wall. So anytime your rows are short enough to do that up next to the edge of the wall, it's going to make it a little easier on you. And then I'll just place the whole row in at one time. Alrighty, all that's left is the trim, the transaction piece, and working the carpet back to it. Pretty simple floor to lay. You should be able to do it by yourself if you just follow those simple steps.